Today I wanted to talk to you about the E-Myth Revisited. If you haven't read this book is phenomenal and it explains a lot about what we see in our industry. We have a lot of agents in our industry that are working really hard and not truly building the business that they desire. And so the book, the E-Myth Revisited, really talks about there's three different types of people. There's the technician, there's the manager, and then there's the entrepreneur. These are three very distinct roles within our real estate businesses. And so many of us are great at writing contracts and showing homes and negotiating deals and putting out all the fires. But are we managing the business? Are we creating the systems? Michael Gerber is huge. If you've ever watched any of his stuff, he talks a lot about operating from a place of everything is a system, everything is a process, and documenting it. Now, he does talk about most businesses don't run and we stay in technician too long and we don't innovate and grow and learn. And I don't necessarily think that's the issue. At least that's not the issue that I see with most of the agents I work with. But documenting the processes. And the one question that really has me thinking around this book is if you stepped away from your business for 30 days, what would happen? Is anyone able to step in and follow your systems? Is there a process in which they could follow? Is any part of the business systematized? Is the lead generation systematized to where maybe it's automated so that there's a lot of it that's being done that isn't you having to do it. Michael Gerber is very big about if we're just the technician. He gives the example of I love baking, I'm good at baking, I'm going to start a bakery. Well, that doesn't actually create an entrepreneurial that's going to succeed because they're not really truly being an entrepreneur. They're being a technician where they're just going and going and going and doing the task. So if our lead generation is somewhat systematized, you can live this life. He's really big about the life that we want to live. Are you building the business that A, provides you the life that you want to live, and B, in order to do that, you need to use the systems and processes and you need to be able to scale it. It's not just about building a big business. And this doesn't mean you have to build an organization where you have many staff members and many agents. It doesn't mean that you have to have a big, robust business, but it does mean that you need to have an automated, systematized, process-driven business where you are stepping into each one of these areas. Sometimes you're the technician, but sometimes we need a calendar time to be the entrepreneur, be the visionary, be the one that's innovating. And so I'm just curious. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on this. The E-Myth Revisited has me thinking about a lot of things, so I'd love to hear your thoughts.